Hey Gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey.
I'm Holly.
Back there's Tucker.
Yep, that's me.
And for the third year in a row, we are in the top trim all-wheel drive version of the Kia Sorento. This is the 2023 Kia Sorento SX Prestige X-Line. And in this video, we're going to tell you how this smaller three-row family SUV fits our family of three. Stay tuned. All right, Holly, so I did say in the intro, this is the third year in a row we've had this make, model, trim. Second year we've had this same color palette in this one. And we've really gotten to know it, live with it, love it. We've had it for a week so far this time. Let's see, we've road tripped it. We've gone camping in it. We've lived in this vehicle. What have been your impressions this third go around with the Kia Sorento?
I mean, I remember those trips, but I can't say that I particularly remember this driving it and stuff. So pretend this is new. I know nothing.
Okay.
But I really like it. I probably liked it the other times we drove it, but I still do.
So now would be a good time to bring up that here we are at the end of the year 2023. Kia's already shown us the 2024 model, which gets newer exterior styling, revised interior styling, but we're going to focus mostly on this 2023. I'll go ahead and point out a few big changes in here. The screens are becoming more like other Kia models where it's more of a continuous screen. We get a larger infotainment, things like that. Gone are the physical controls for the air conditioning in favor of the Kia Sportages and the Kia EV6's little dual function OLED screen that neither one of us are really a fan of. But this 2023 model, especially in this wolf gray color, why don't we start on the outside, talk about what we like outside and work our way in.
Well, I definitely like the color.
I figured you would.
It's a fun, different color on the road, without being too crazy.
Right.
I know we're focusing on this one, but you have shown me some pictures of the new one, and I like this body style a lot more.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit curvier and not as boxy and as the other one
The
is.
other one has Kia Carnival vibes to it, which is not a bad thing. The Carnival is their MPV or their minivan. But this one, to me, just looks a little more rugged than that one.
Yeah. It's definitely a little bit more interesting and fun and cute to me on the outside.
Would you be able to tell from the outside that this is a three-row?
No, not at all. And even you've said it's a three-row several times, and when I popped open the back, I was like, oh, it is, in fact.
To be fair, I've got the third row folded down right now, but we'll get it to that here in a little bit. But yeah, very compact styling on the outside. This would compete with the Toyota Highlanders of the world, not the new Grand Highlander, but the Highlander, maybe the GMC Acadia, Ford Explorer, the smaller three-row crossovers, which I just found out Toyota at least envisions. There's the short trip three-row, where basically you don't want to punish anyone in that third row for too long. And then there's the long trip three-row, which in Kia's lineup, this would be the short trip. The Telluride would be the long trip.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But they're bonus seats.
Bonus seats, yeah.
All right, moving inside. Again, knowing most of this up front will change with the 24 refresh. What do we like here in this 23 model?
Well, I like the design and the different textures and things. I mean, obviously this is not real wood.
No, but it does a good job.
But it does a good job looking like it is, and I like the shade of it as well. But then you've got the two-toned siding and colors and seats and things like that. I really like that.
Yeah, the stitching here on the sides, just It looks
It
much more
feels
upscale.
luxury.
Yeah.
Yes, it feels like a luxury vehicle styling on the inside.
And then seats here, we've got heated and ventilated seats.
And the ventilated feels really
Yes.
nice. Has felt really, really nice.
One downside for me, can you guess?
It turns off.
Yep, you got to turn it on every time you start the vehicle. But very impressive over here. I've got two-way lumbar. You've got four-way lumbar, and you also have a power thigh extender on your seat over there.
I don't normally need that, but it's nice to have.
Yep.
In case my legs ever grow.
And then you've got two-person memory over there for you as a driver.
Yeah, which is
but
nice.
very comfortable seating up here. Good armrest.
Everything feels very well made.
Yep, and very well put together, thought out. There is quite a bit of gloss plastic up here, which isn't my favorite.
Yeah, but it's not some of the other ones that there is. I mean, I guess if you have that close, I feel like it's cut up enough that it's not as terrible as some vehicles. I will say with the third row up, especially with a car seat in it, the visibility not the best. It's really hard to see out of those little windows.
Side windows.
Yeah, those little side windows that they have at the back. So that is one thing I would say about that. It's a little bit easier, clearer without the third row up. If you have that third row up, it makes it a little harder to see on the back.
Yep, but otherwise, very large second row windows in this one. Very good mirror.
Very large top window, sunroof.
Panoramic sunroof.
And one of our favorite features in newer cars are the sunshades, which they have.
Manual sunshades for the second row. Anyway, good visibility, pretty good build in here, just a little bit of gloss plastic that we're not in love with. But physical controls for the last model year for climate controls, which makes it very easy. And you know what you're toggling through. If you don't know what we're talking about, go watch our Sportage video. Speaking of air, lots of vents in here.
Yeah, lots of different options. I could have the bottom turn one way, the top turn one way.
And unfortunately for the
like
second
that.
row, Tucker just has to rely on the back of the center console for air vent supply. But he did have his car seat in the third row. That's where he likes to ride, in 3 rows. And he said he was feeling air back there too. So they've got it figured out, at least for that third row of seats.
That's good.
I noticed you just pushed a button while we were stopped at that red light.
Yeah.
The auto start stop on this one, you feel it most, especially in a Texas summer with the air conditioning. I even see it turns our ventilated seats down to 1 notch when it turns the engine off. It's not the best.
It is a little bit noticeable.
Yeah, not the best.
Not
but otherwise, a fairly comfortable ride in here, very comfortable
and I guess
seats.
you have to do that every time.
Every time you start the vehicle, yes. That is a government mandated thing in order to claim on the window sticker the fuel economy savings.
Do you get a tax break from those
No,
if I were to buy this?
You get the fuel economy savings. that is the benefit. But as we turn here onto the historic brick streets of downtown Tyler, Texas, we can try Tucker's wobbly head test, and we can see how this thing rides on rougher pavement. Tucker, what do you think?
Wait.
Yeah? Not too wobbly back there?
Yeah.
Yeah? Holly, what do you think?
I think it's very smooth.
Yeah, rides well.
It rides well.
Little harsh on that big bump back there, but that is a very big bump.
It is a very
And then very comfortable ride in here for the 3 of us, not jostling us around.
a little bit of road noise.
Yeah.
It's jostling me around.
Oh, now it's jostling you around. But overall, a very comfortable ride. This is the first time in 3 years we've actually done our traditional loop. Like I said, we went camping one time and a road trip to Dallas and back the other. So had to bring this down and do Tucker's wobbly head test, which I guess
A little bumpy.
is a good segue to putting in Tucker's child safety seat, not only where he is in the second row captain's chairs, but a little bonus, we'll put it in that third row as well. Talk a little storage while we're at it. putting a child safety seat in the second and third rows, yes, second and third rows of this vehicle are fairly easy and straightforward. Here in the second row, you can do it all from the side of the vehicle, which is a huge plus. But before we get too far into that, I do want to call into fact, we do have manual sunshades built into the vehicle back here on the back windows, which I like. 2-stage heated seats back here on the second row, which are controlled here on the door, and cup holders actually in the door, so I like that as well. Some things I don't like so much is the mechanism to access the third row means you can't actually use it when a child seat is in place because it folds the back of the seat forward. But while I do have the seat forward, I will say that the tops and corners of this one are hard. So when you tighten that top tether to the back of this, you're not really going to be destroying this rust colored leather too much or at all. They are reclining and sliding seats, so you are going to have to recline it just a little to get the right pitch for our forward-facing car seat, which is Tucker's Graco Extend to Fit forward-facing car seat. Stick around to the end of this little section because I will be showing you just how much room is in the front if this needs to be rear-facing. A lot of y'all have asked for that. The lower latch points on this are marked with buttons. They are kind of obscured by seat fabric. This innermost one is the harder one of the two to reach. Let me make sure my strap is straight as well. But yeah, let's see. I mean, that's as difficult as it was. And then you just snug this up into place, making sure, like I said, that the seat back is reclined the proper amount to fit the recline of this forward-facing car seat. Now, I did mention you could do all this from the side of the vehicle. Simply lift up on that handle. This seat slides forward very easily. It is spring-loaded, and then you can't really see too well back in the back, but you can very easily get to that top tether in the back and tighten up the top tether. And then you can put the seat back wherever you need it. So if you need it a little bit close to be able to reach and help your kiddo, you can. The backs of these front seats are hard plastic. So very nice and convenient here. Let's take this out and move it to the third row and show you just how easy it is to put child seats in that third row. Before we put Tucker's car seat in the third row seats, I did want to show you the cargo space in here and a trick feature of the Kias and their smart key access to the rear hatch. There's no need to kick under the rear bumper to open the vehicle up, especially if you're carrying something heavy, get off balance, trying to open the hands-free SUV back. You just stand back here with the key in your pocket. It'll beep at you and open up. With the third row seats up, you might think, well, that's not enough cargo space, but it's 12.6 cubic feet. It's very just interestingly packaged. So 12.6 is around the same size as you would get in the back of a Toyota Camry. It's just laid out a little bit differently. It is taller in the Sorento than it is deep in the Toyota Camry. Just something to note, the differences there. We do have this cargo shade in its stored position right here, which does compromise me being able to show you just how much hidden space is underneath this false load floor. So there is enough for some bags back here or some hidden cargo, and then all your tools for replacing the spare, which, go ahead and show you, the spare is underneath the vehicle. But yes, that is that. It is a two-person split back rear seat. You can see top tethers on the backs of both. And to fold them and increase the cargo capacity to 45 cubic feet is very simple. So this becomes a very massive cargo space when you fold those seats down. Very flat floor. You can see with our carpeted floor mat back here, it is all one piece. You don't have to worry about stuff getting stuck in a crack in between the seat and the back of the vehicle back here. So very nice. And then if you want to expand it to 75.5 cubic feet, you have both of these latches right here that fold those seats completely flat. So you can get a lot of storage storage space in the back of your Kia Sorento if you absolutely need to. Now, let's fold all those seats back up and show you just how easy it is to put a child seat in the third row, which you can put a child seat, as you can see, in all 4 seats with lower straps and top tethers in place. And then, of course, we'll show you how much room is compromised in that front seat with a rear-facing car seat. All right, so perhaps the most awkward part of getting a child seat back here in the back is actually getting the child seat back here in the back. You can see lower tether points are very easily accessible and are marked with buttons, but this seat doesn't quite go up as much as I would want it to. Let's see what it takes to get Tucker's car seat in and around and back through here. So, whew, got that in. Now, got to get myself back here and through. Go ahead and fish his top tether underneath the headrest that does not lift up. It gives you just enough space to get that through. And then the lower spots are easy to get to. This one is the outboard one that is most difficult to get to, but even still, very easy to clip, and you can tighten that into place, snug it down, which I would guess putting this on the driver's side would be a little bit easier, but snug it down from there. Now we can go around and put that top tether on. So as you would imagine, very simple to attach the top tether and tighten it down. Again, just like the second row of seats, you get a nice firm support back here so you're not completely destroying the leather or seating material on the vehicle when you tighten that down. And since there is just a short trunk lid, trunk space here in this one, absolutely easy to tighten down. Now let's spin it around, see what it's like for the front row passenger with a rear-facing car seat. Okay, the most questions we get on child seat installations are, yes, but what if it's rearward facing? So here you go. I'm not gonna move the straps or tighten it down, but I have it in its most space-occupying rearward facing setup, and you can see here it is on the backs of the front seat, but it fits in here rather nicely. And because the second row seat slides forward and back, you can see just how well it fits in there. Coming around to the front seat, this is exactly where I had it for myself at 5'10". You can see I can climb in here. I've got plenty of headroom. I'm plenty comfortable. I'm not sitting upright any more than I normally would. And I've got plenty of foot room up front here. So all the way around, even with the car seat in its rear-facing position, still a very comfortable vehicle for all passengers involved. All right. So back to comfortability. We haven't put as many miles on it this time around, but these seats are a little on the firm side, especially the material on them, but they aren't uncomfortable by any means.
No, they're pretty comfortable.
And then we've got USB-A power here on the side.
Yeah, I like that.
For the people in the back. Tucker and the other passenger back there are in captain's chairs as well. So in our configuration, it's essentially a 4-seater, but a very comfortable 4-seater with 2 bonus seats back there in the back.
And a lot of storage.
Yes. So speaking of storage, we've got large console here with a removable tray. We've got a little bit of storage here if you want to put your phone, a little bit of storage here. 2 cup holders that would hold something with a handle. A little bit of storage down here with a Qi wireless charger. USB ports up here. All USB-A's in this one. Not nary a USB-C port to be found.
Interesting.
I do
Going all in.
I do foresee them upgrading to USB-C with the upgrade for 2024. There's a little elastic strap net here on the side for a little bit of storage. Damped glove box a little bit. Doesn't just completely flop on my knees, but fairly good sized glove box. Quite a bit of room in here. And a little bit bigger.
Feels roomy.
Yeah, but doesn't feel huge.
Feel like a huge vehicle, yeah.
So the last big 3-row crossover SUV we had was the Nissan Pathfinder Rock Creek, which I would say
Yeah.
Nissan probably classifies more as a long trip SUV than a short trip, but in price and overall size, I would say they are cross-shopped. They are also both the off-road version, this and that. This being the X-Line version. You remember that white Nissan?
Yeah.
We talked a lot about how huge it felt
It
inside.
felt humongous, yeah.
This one feels more compact, but not like claustrophobic, right? And though that Nissan had a 3-seat rear seat, who are they fooling?
No.
Who are they fooling?
No.
So yeah,
that was a third seat just for the sake of saying it's a third seat.
Yeah. So all around for us as a family of 3, this is a very comfortable vehicle. Your mom rode with us yesterday. It was very comfortable for us.
Yeah.
So we enjoyed our time with it. Any other thoughts before we get to, we haven't talked steering wheel or your driving impressions.
Well, the steering wheel's just a regular steering wheel.
Yeah, Kia steering wheel, not
a regular Kia steering wheel. I would really like if it was a little bit cushier,
okay,
thicker maybe, just to go with the rest of the luxury feel of the design of the cars. I have said this before, and I will say it again. Kia, the more Kias we drive, the more and more I am surprised by how much I like their vehicles. And with Kia, you can get a lot more features for less of the cost than some of your big brand name dealers. So this car, I mean, I don't know how much it costs. But I can almost guarantee you it would be on the list of cars we would be considering for an X car.
Yep. Especially when they offer these colors.
Yes, because all of it, I mean, that's what I like is like, I like that it, it offers a design that is not boring and basic. But then you get some of those features like, we didn't even talk about the cameras. Yeah. Like you have the camera on the side when you turn on your blinker, blind spot cameras. The cameras, the 360 cameras are very clear, very easy to use, and
dedicated hard button to access them here.
Yeah, which is amazing because you don't have to flip through a bunch of things to get to it, and you can just click it as you're going into the parking lot or backing out. So all of those, and the ventilated seats, all of those features. It's in some of the other brands, you're not getting them until you're paying 6 figures, which is ridiculous.
So your time behind the wheel, how's power feel? Does it feel slow, sluggish, fast and ready to go?
Ready to go. Not EV ready to go, but almost.
What about the brakes?
The brakes are good, bit touchy, but good.
Yes. Driving, like leaving church with everybody else today, it's like either there was no easing onto them. It was either you're easing in or you're stopped.
Yeah.
So very interesting there. I guess go ahead and pull out the window sticker here. Quiz you. It's been a whole year since we've been in one. We've driven a lot of things since, so you probably don't remember. Care to guess?
46.
$190.
Look, I'm getting really good at this. I need to go and process right.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Bob Barker, may he rest in peace. But yes, very, very well optioned for this vehicle. I will go ahead and say MPG, 22 city, 27 highway, 24 combined. We've done a lot of slow stop and go city traffic, school drop-off lines and stuff. In our 100 miles in this, we're not seeing that. But that's more or less the week we've had with it, and is no indication of what we would see real life with
long term.
Yeah, but at 46,000, is this something we could see ourselves buying?
100%.
This is.
I mean, the value again for the features that this includes, the value is really great.
So going back to that Nissan, very similar. I think the Nissan was 45 and some change. No ventilated seats.
Right.
They had that weird cloth in the center portion of it. And no rear sunshades. No big panoramic roof. No 360 camera. Well, yeah, they did have 360 cameras, but just a lot of stuff felt like it was lacking in that one, where this is like, it's everything. I would say the only thing this vehicle's missing is a
head-up display.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I would say too.
And on that note, if you want to see more from Holly, see some behind the scenes stuff, see what these vehicles are like in our real life, loading groceries and the like, go find her at Female Consumer on Facebook and Instagram. You can find all things GT Garage Talk at GT Garage Talk, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter or X, TikTok, YouTube, all the things, Threads at GT Garage Talk, or you can go to gtgaragetalk.com where you'll find links to all of that. But as for us in the 2023 pre-refreshed Kia Sorento X-Line SX Prestige, some combination of all of that. Until next time, gearheads. Bye.
Bye.
Is everybody ready?
I'm ready. I'm not ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
I'm not ready. Yeah. Okay. I'm just kidding. Okay, got it.